Good morning. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. In today's episode, I want to talk about a different topic. Today is a new trading day. Today is Tuesday, February 16, week number 7 for trading. Before I begin, don't forget to go to Facebook. You can find me in this forum, Investing 102. But let's talk about today's group. You can see it here. You can go to Investing 102. Or you can find me on my business page, which is Facebook at Solving Chaos. So as you know, I am a money coach. And one of the things that we do as a money coach is what? We try to understand your finances. We look at your budget or your spending plan. We try to understand what your investment philosophy is. And then we try to help design a plan that works best for our clients. And what do we see in the coaching world? Well, what's sad is we see that there's a lot of people who do not have money. And for one reason or another, there's one area that I want to talk about that's not very popular to talk about, which is sort of the dark side of fake gurus. All these gurus, and I'm not going to name names, but you can sort of see some of them here, and there's a lot of videos made on these things, are gurus sell you courses, and it starts off sometimes with a free ebook. Then they move you up to a $199 purchase. Then it moves up to a $1,000 purchase. And then at the end, there's this thing where they try to sell you a masterclass or a VIP one-on-one coaching that costs $25,000 or more. And that's the danger of these things. Once they know you're willing to spend, they hook you in. You bought one thing, you buy another thing, and it just keeps on going. And a lot of times these gurus don't even know how to teach or do what they say, what they can do. Okay, so let's talk about what are the dangers of this educational market. And why did I call it education? Well, because most people know if you're selling education, it is a lot easier to say either you didn't learn it right, or the material taught is accurate, but the student or the person could not do it. They either lack skill or the results were just only available to a small percentage of the population. It is a lot easier to get away with legal issues by calling it an educational product. Okay? And normally the way it works is, the problem we have is there's too many programs that just don't help people. And one sign of this is there's more people who fail than succeed. And if that's the case, there's reason why they don't want to produce results. Can they say 96% of the students are doing well or doing better than when they started? Can they even say it was more than 70% or 60%? Because most of the time, the real data is even smaller. It's probably closer to 20% or less. Would you want to enroll in a college where only 20% of the students got a 4-year degree? Or maybe even a 5-year degree? Or it took you 5 years to get a 4-year degree. And most people will think about that in college and say, well, the college is not successful at producing students who can graduate within a reasonable time frame, then there's a problem with the college. Sure, you can say, well, some of it is a student, but if you have a small graduating class that's actually learning something, that's a problem. Or what if the students who graduate can't even get jobs in the intended field that they study? That's a sign of a problem. And in all this educational market, it's very similar. And I want to talk about some of the ways they do this. They start you off with a free ebook. You sign up. You got a phone number. They got your email. They're spamming you. Buy this now. Sign up now. We'll give you another 10 free steps that you can make millions if you do this today. Then they sell you a $199 course. Maybe they'll sell you some type of online studying tool. Then they move you up to a $1,000 course, because if their $199 course was so good, why would you even need a $900 course? Oh, it's more secrets. Maybe we can accelerate your learning if you buy that one. And if you didn't get success, maybe what you needed to do was upgrade your program to have a live mentor, one-on-one coaching from the guru himself, $25,000. You just needed to join a master class. The coaching industry is hit or miss. In one sense, you can get a certification from anywhere. It's not state licensed or it's not regulated. And I know because I am a financial coach. So let me say that again. I am a financial coach. I don't recommend stocks. I don't tell you I don't tell you what to buy and when to sell. I do teach. I'm an educator and I teach you how to make money or how to prevent yourself from losing more money. And so life coaches, financial coaches, health coaches, they're all the same, right? There's a lot of good ones and there's a lot of bad ones. And I think you got to be cautious. Here are some most common things that you see today in the market. I can teach anyone how to Forex trade. That's very popular. They make these claims that anybody can be successful. I can turn $100 to $1,000. I can turn whatever it is to $1 million, right? The futures market is the same. Options market is the same. And the most common ones are because Bitcoin has been around 10 years. You see that now. Bitcoin trading is now a very common way to sell education. The new one is this artificial intelligence. Hey, join my company because we use artificial trading bots. And maybe they do high frequency trading and they make a fraction of a penny on each trade, but man, we're making 2% a day. It is so easy. The bots do all the work. All you do is just put money in, bring in 6 of your friends, and watch the money grow and blah, 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 blah. The next area is penny stocks. Penny stocks is the same thing. They've been around. There's these gurus who will tell you, I can pick out a company that's going to pop before everybody knows. I know how to pick the next Tesla. And real estate is the same concept. Now, real estate doesn't surprise anyone. That thing's been around longer than we know. We see these infomercials long before we even understood what they were. When we were kids, we probably seen some infomercials on it. And it's still happening today. There's different flavors of it. Maybe there's flipping ones now because of the whole do-it-yourself movement and the HGTV made flipping so common. And there's a lot of gurus that will sell you these courses and workbooks and training classes on how you can make millions flipping. And I always go back to the statistics. If only 10% or less of Americans are millionaires, and some of these programs have been around 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, and if it was so easy, wouldn't there be more? And the answer is because it tells you it's not easy. In fact, I'm going to tell you, most of these things, you're actually going to lose money. These are some of the things that will take money away from you. And the good thing about YouTube, you can Google some of these programs before you sign up and see what previous students have said. And today, there's a bigger voice for the victims. While they won't get their money back, when you see videos of 10, 20, 50, or 100 people creating videos saying program XYZ does not work and here's why, it has a voice to the victim. At least now there's a way for you to try to figure out whether or not you're joining something that's productive or not productive. And I'm not saying everything's a scam. I don't believe that. I think there's good coaches out there. I think there's good mentorship out there. I think there are good programs out there that do help you. So what do you want to look for? I'm going to ask you this question. If you Google Forex or day trading or even options trading, let's see what you get. If you Google Forex and a zero-sum game, what do you get? It is a zero-sum game. Look, you can look at it here. It's a zero-sum game. What that means is money is not magically created out of nowhere. You pool all your money together, or however you want to view it. Some people win, some people lose. It's not always 50-50, even though you would think it is, and I'm not going to do a video on that right now. If you minus the cost of commissions and trading, and this guy got it right, it is technically a negative sum game. Because if all the players put in $100, in theory you can only pull out 98 or something like that, because $2 went to the company that provided this transaction or the exchange. They have a fee associated to it. So therefore, when you add it all up, not only is wealth not generated or redistributed, in fact, if you minus the cost of trading and commissions, actually it's negative sum game. So that's a really interesting point, but that is correct. And what does this mean? If Forex is a zero-sum game, you would think that means it's actually harder to win in something like that, not easier to win. So Forex is zero-sum game. The futures and options trading is also zero-sum game. Bitcoin trading, I actually don't. I don't do Bitcoin trading, so I have no idea. But I know that trading in general, like day trading, the odds of winning are less than 20%. Overall, over a long period of time, only 20% of traders will win, which means 80% of people lose. And so what that tells you is some of these educational courses, why are they selling you courses on some of the hardest things to make money in? And you heard me right. Over a long period of time, we're talking about 10 years, 15, 20 years, most people will lose money. And when I say most, I'm not talking about 52%. I'm talking about like closer to 80 or 85 or even 90% of people will lose money in trading. Forex, futures, options, Bitcoins. And there will always be winners. They're the outliers. And if you study how math works, there's always going to be outliers. And this is where the dangers of the gurus come in. They teach you that you are going to be the outlier because they have created a magic system that no one knows about. And obviously, that is like the dumbest and stupidest thing you ever hear. You see, we all agree that math doesn't lie. We also agree that if you track all the traders, there's always going to be some set of winners and losers. And based on your trading pattern, we can see if you're an outlier or not, based on what you teach or your trading pattern. And so it is ironic that most gurus are teaching you how to make money in some of the things that are most hardest to make money in. If you really want to know how to make money, I want to recommend one book for you. And here is my recommendation. If you want to spend money and you want to learn how to invest or build wealth, I'm going to give you one secret. And this secret's not going to cost you $1,000. It's not going to cost you $25,000. In fact, you can probably find this used somewhere. You can go to the library. You can get it for a few bucks. You can buy it new on Amazon. Less than 15 bucks will buy you this book, A Simple Path to Wealth, J.L. Collins. Real simple. Real simple. What does it teach you? If the average person just invests in an index fund, a low-cost index fund, something like an S&P 500 or something like the Vanguard Total Market ETF. If you invest in something like that, and if you do dollar cost averaging, I believe over 95% of people will do well. You heard me right, 95%. Why didn't I say 100? Well, there's always people who's gonna have bad timing. If you buy it at the market peak, and let's say you're 62 years old, and if the markets go down and now you got health issues and you're 62 and a half or 63 a year later, now you're saying, hey, it didn't work for me. Well, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out why. 1 year in the market doesn't mean it's going to work. What you needed was investing over a long period of time. Most studies have been done using 20-year periods that not a single 20-year period had lost money. And if you're 62 and you're starting out, you need to wait 20 years in order for that mathematical probability to play out to say it will work or it won't. And this is the danger of misusing things that work and then saying, well, how come it's not 100%? Well, it would have been if you started in your 40s or your 30s or your 20s. But don't let people deceive you, because what they're teaching you is the opposite. What they're teaching is, oh no, you learn my system, anybody can do it. 95% will win, and that's not true. Data shows it. It's probably the opposite. What's true is if you do the most simplest thing ever, S&P 500, 90% or more will make this work. If you don't believe me, go research it, go Google it, look at long-term investment in the S&P. Over a long period of time, you're not going to lose money. I wish I can tell you it was 100%, but I know there's always people who complain if they're only investing for 2 weeks in the market and they need it next week and they want to retire. And no, it just doesn't work that way. So I want to be smart. I want to cover myself because I know sometimes there's a lot of haters out there that just want to complain and point out, like a half-truth type thing, and they're trying to catch you in what you say. But we all understand something like this will work better for the majority of Americans versus what they're selling you. Because the proof is in the pudding. There are way more losers in all other programs than there are using the S&P 500. So I'm going to get off my soapbox. I am a financial coach. I post my videos of what I'm doing. I don't charge you for it. You can follow my trades. There is no paper trading. There is no demo account. My trades are live. I use E-Trade, and you see here, E-Trade had discontinued their paper trading service. There is no fake trading on E-Trade. So there is no demo account, no paper trading on E-Trade. You can see my trading history, my patterns. I don't sell you anything. I'm a coach. But let me tell you something. My last point of the day is this. Most coaches that I work with or know, a lot of us are 150, 200. Some of us are free $400 an hour, $500 an hour. And we're like lawyers. It is expensive. No doubt about that. Per hour, we're very expensive. But let me tell you this. What if you paid somebody that much money and they were able to talk you out of joining a master class for 25 grand or 20 grand or 18 grand or whatever it is? What if someone was able to help look at your portfolio or whatever you're doing, and in less than an hour's time, he's able to give you 4 or 5 things you could do differently? I have in one phone call saved clients $4,000 or $5,000 a year, just in a single phone call, because I asked them, well, go here, let's find out how much fees that mutual fund is charging you per year. Some of them were not super expensive. It was 0.6 or 0.8% per year. But when you have $200,000 or $300,000 in a mutual fund, you multiply that by 0.6 or 0.7 or 0.8, that's a lot of money. So coaches can save you money. Coaches are there to prevent you from hurting yourself. You get yourself an hourly coach. There are some hourly CFPs that I recommend, or that's what I like. If you don't want to use a CFP, you don't have to. But they're expensive. Hourly coaches are expensive, but we do a great job in helping you protect yourself. And that's what financial coaches do. You're not going to pay me $200-$300 an hour to create a budget. You can pay somebody else to do that. There are coaches that will work for you. Dave Ramsey's a good place where you can learn that for $150 a year. If you want to learn how to do a budget, maybe get out of debt, you can go through Dave Ramsey's program, and that will cost you $150 a year. He's not going to upsell you to a $20,000 class. His classes are $150. You can buy the class. You can listen to his videos. With that being said, hopefully you guys will see the value in financial coaching. Hopefully you guys can avoid getting sucked into a scam. That's probably one of the fastest ways to keep you broke, because once you get hurt, you're never going to trust anybody again. And that's not a bad thing. You should not trust people. Don't trust me. Watch what I do. Watch what other gurus do. If they're always trying to sell you something, be super cautious. Keep the money in your own pocket or in your own wallet. Don't ever give it up to somebody. Be careful what's out there. There's too many people trying to steal money from you. With that being said, give me a like, thumbs up. Let me know what you think. If you've been scammed and you want to talk about it, that's fine. Go ahead and do so. The only way we learn is let people know it's out there. There's so many of that stuff out there. I've been scammed many times. As I was younger, I fell for it too. You pay for a class. I bought the real estate courses. Did I ever make money? No. I bought how you make money from home. Stuffing envelopes was what they called it back then. So I done that. Definitely, I know what it's like. Not easy to admit that you fell victim to something that was not a real business opportunity. Anyway, I'm here to help you win with money. Let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. Have a profitable day. Bye-bye.